Are you operating a founder-centric firm? The Firm Foundation video series helps leaders of wealth management firms lead and grow their companies more effectively. A founder-centric firm is one of the most common situations that we encounter with the wealth management firms that we have worked with. And what being founder-centric means is that things revolve around the founder, and there's a lack of decentralization and delegation that is taxing to that founder and then limiting to the team. So here's 5 ways to know if your firm is founder-centric. Number 1, your team comes to the founder or comes to you with decisions that they should be making on their own. Number 2, there's a tendency to micromanage and to second guess your people's decisions, and you're always following up on things that really you should be able to delegate and leave your hands free of. Number 3, there's a lack of openness to your team's ideas and suggestions. Number 4, you keep using processes that worked well when you just had 1 or 2 people and you were very small, but those things no longer scale and they no longer really fit the culture of your team that's grown so much and of the offerings that have expanded so much greater than they were, say, 5 or 10 or 15 years ago when you were a much smaller organization. And number 5, your team does not feel empowered on their own in their roles to make decisions and don't have the boundaries to function within that you've clearly articulated to them, so they're stifled and not growing like they could be. If you find yourself in this situation, here are a few things that you can consider to shift this. Number 1, become vision and mission driven rather than personality or founder driven, so that your approach is bigger than any one person and it's a more transcendent way of leading rather than being personality driven. Number 2, empower your team to make decisions and then live with those consequences so that you're delegating authority appropriately to grow your people. Next, provide a framework for what you're looking for, and then let your team figure out how to go out and do that. So give them the what, where appropriate, and then let them figure out the how. And then delegate early and delegate often. Continue to allow your team to grow by giving them more and more responsibilities so that they're living up to their greater and greater potential, but they're doing so in a constructive and developmental way. And then address your desire to not be founder-centric and have an open door policy where people can give you objective feedback where they feel like, or they have observed you falling back into that pattern, they can let you know that so that you can make a change. Not shifting away from this mindset is going to stifle your growth, it's going to limit your people, and it's going to be far more burdensome to you than it needs to be. So if you're in this place, there's hope. We help a lot of people break out of this rut, and I would encourage you to make a sincere and committed effort to not be founder-centric. Firm Foundations is brought to you in part by our friends at SmartRIA, where they help financial advisors simplify their compliance.